Hello pattern lovers, welcome to OJ Patterns. Today we'll be working on that manipulation that into fullness using this design that is sketched out here. So let's discuss the details. From here, realize that the neckline is wider compared to the basic neckline, so that means we will not be using our basic neckline. And now the style line around the chest area, so it goes from the mid of the armhole and then forms a curve. That's like as if you redrafting your round neck. You have your actual basic round neck. So it's like a forming a crew neck. So you go sideways first. So you form the straight cut, and then you form your round to the side, to the other side. Next, we have to convert the fullness, convert our that into fullness. And then there's a cut at the under bust. Then we eliminate the waist dart. So there's no waist dart here. For the back, it also has a yoke with a curved style line, and then the waist dart is fair. So first thing I want to do is trace out our basic sloper. So I've done that and cut. So we have our center front and our center back. So because the design is a symmetric design, that means we can use half of our front. So what we want to do is first then temporarily close the shoulder dart in order for us to cut our style line this way. Hold it down. Next, you want to decide where you want the cut to be. It can be somewhere around mid of the shoulder, or you decide the measurement you want to use. But I would work with 4 cm downward from my shoulder tip. Next, from here, I'll square it inwards. So you want to work with how it's moving. So I'll take it inwards. So up to like, let's have a measurement for that. So I'll take it up to like 3.5 cm. Now I'll square it 3.5 cm inwards. Now from here, you want to curve the yoke, the bottom part of the yoke. So for that, I'll drop from the base of my neckline. I'll just work with 5 cm. You can go lower if you want, and then connect. So make sure it sits perfectly. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, next step is for us to expand the width of the neckline. So from the basic neckline, that's from the neck point now, I'm taking 2.5 or 3 cm, depends on how wide you want it to be. So I'll just work with 3 cm. That's at the shoulder tip. Sorry, not shoulder tip, that's the first that leg. And then for the base of the neckline, I'll drop down 1 cm and then reconnect. Please, you can decide to make it wider than what we have here. Depends. So I have the neckline. Next is for us to mark out our length to under bust. So I'll measure from the neck point, length to under bust measurements, mark, and then square out. Please ensure you get a straight line. Okay, so this is the under bust. We can also decide to number our pattern. So this will be like 1, 2, and 3, so that we know from the top it's going. So this is our yoke, this is our mid center front, and this is the bottom half of the center front. Okay, also want to label this as your CF, because by the time we cut out, we'll be able to. Alright, so first thing I want to do is mark out same width. So what we did here was 3 cm, so I'll come for the back, because whatever measurements you're having for the front, you have to replicate it on the back. So along the shoulder slope from NP, I will measure the same 3 cm, and then from the base of the back neck, I'll drop down 1 cm and then connect. Okay, next for the back, yoke, looking at the design. So you can decide to go lower than the front or use same measurement. So I'll just work with the same measurements, same 4 cm that I dropped down. Next, so we need to construct our curve, and then from here I'll bring it down to, like, let's work with 8 cm. So it goes from the side. We're trying to construct a curve on the yoke. So this is what we have for this. Next, cut off the neckline. Okay, so this has to be cut this way because we'll close up the shoulder that at the top part, that's at the yoke part, and then this would be open. So just hold it down to cut this off before we close it up entirely. Let's cut this. Okay, and next I'll cut off the under bust. So you see why we need to label our pattern, because now the patterns are mixed, but now we can tell where the center front is and where the side seam is with this, with what we have. Okay, so this is the yoke, that's the top part of your CF. So we want to close, hold the dart down because we won't be using it anymore. So this is what we have down. So for the number 3, let's close up the with dart. Now we're no longer, there's no with dart on our design, so we have to close this up, take it out permanently. Okay, please ensure your patterns are neat, always neatly done. So you want to make sure everything is neatly arranged. Okay, so we have the 3. Next we'll bring the number 2. So for this we're going to slash from the top, that's around the yoke area, to the under bust. So we have to create our slash lines. So you can create as much slash lines as you want. Okay, so I can like this. So we still need to eliminate this with that is coming up here. So what we want to do next is slash and place on another paper. So slash from the top to the tip. So you want to ensure you just like you slash closely to the under bust line so that we can spread. So for this, I'll cut off this shoulder, that take it off entirely, let it be opened. I'll slash the others. Okay, so next we're to eliminate this waist dart that is still obvious here, so I'll just close it up. If you don't take off this waist dart, if you don't take it out, it's gonna affect the under bust by the time you're attaching it back to the bottom part. Don't forget we've taken out the one at the bottom half. Okay, next I'm gonna place on edge and then spread. So we're spreading, ensure you spread same width. So if you're working with 2 cm, use 2 cm all the way. If you're working with more, you have to use it. me try and be careful. So I'm done placing it. You want to ensure that you place the center front on a straight edge. Afterwards, what we're gonna do, so you can connect if it gathers, you want to create, connect, and then add the necessary seam allowance. But let's try something different this time. So I'm going to create pleats from this. So let me cut out this so we have to play with our pattern. Okay, so I'll be creating a knife pleat. So I'll close it up this way and hold it down. If it was gathers, all you need to do is connect it and then add your seam allowance. Okay. I'm gonna create the folds first and then mark out what we have. Because I'm working with plates, I'll just temporarily hold it down and then trace out. You know how plate folds come out, so I want to trace out the brown paper, that's the edge, following the neckline curl this way, and then I'll do the top part too. So by the time we open up, see the curve coming out, the shape of the plate. So we want to ensure we do this, and then we'll do the top part. So trace the top part, and then by the time I open it, you're seeing the curve. So next, what I'm going to do is hold it down like this, same way, add the one seam, that's the seam allowance, and then trace it too so that we can cut the exact shape of what we have, and then we'll add the one seam here on the side. Now for the back, what we're going to do is, let's quickly create a balance mark. Okay, so this is the center back. Now we'll cut off the neckline and then cut on our style line. So next, this is what we have. We're going to place on another paper and then add the necessary seam allowance for the back and the front. For the front, we'll place it and add seam allowance and cut out. Alright, we're done. So this is what we have. So this is center front. Please ensure you label your pattern. This is cut on fold. I've added the seam allowance at the bottom side and top. Now this is the plate. See, it's following the shape, and then the seam allowance is on it too. Then we add the seam allowance here and the side seam. Don't forget your CF is still cut on fold. And this is the third part of the front, closed, seam allowance round. Now let's bring the back. This is what we have for the back. So the back is cut two pieces, and that is still intact because we're going to hold it. So next I would cut on fabric and then we move on from there. So I'll notch. I'll know where I'm starting my plate and closing it up. Notch and okay, so this is the curve. This one is already giving you the shape. So you can notch or you use stroke, whichever one is better or you're more comfortable with. So this way I can now take this thing off and set my plate. Pick up the pattern paper. Then arrange the plate based on the notch part. So from the first to the second, and then I'll pin. So this is how I'll keep going. Now I'm done arranging the pleat. This is it. So what I'm going to do next is press it first and then top stitch before we'll be attaching the yoke to it. As you can see, after arrangement, if it's pleat or gathers you're doing, after setting your gathers or pleat, it should bring out the shape exactly how we want it. So this can go over it. So that's what I'll be doing next. Done joining the yoke, you can see the shape is out perfectly. So all I need to do is attach the three, which is the bottom part. Attach the bottom half to it, and then we'll couple it up with the shoulder and the back. That's we couple the shoulder with the back shoulder, and then the sides. So this is it, already attached, and I just take it to the ironing board and then wear it on the body form.